Gentle is the rain.
Like high-scoring NBA basketball, you've come to the right spot this afternoon. With 5:45 to go in the opening quarter, 19-17, Chris Wilcox on the line, 3 of 4 from the field, rolls in a free throw. He has 7 points. He's the leading scorer in our game, and the Sonics are hitting better than 69%. LA is shooting better than 58%, and the Sonics have opened it up here with a 7-0 run. I'm Brent Musburger with Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, and Jim Gray. So take it away, gentlemen. Get everybody up to date here.
Both teams playing their best ball of the season right now. Joan Petro, the rookie center from Paris, France, just picking up the foul there. He's had some tremendous opportunities early.
Foul was against Smush Parker, so the Sonics will have the ball. But what the Sonics are doing well right now is spreading the floor, keeping the court open, and making it difficult for the Lakers to defend them.
But the Lakers on the offensive end, Steve, they're very efficient. 7 baskets made, 6 assists. Petro one more time.
Gets his own miss back. Very fluid big man, if you have not seen him, and as Bill said, from Paris. And it is Wilcox, a former member of the Los Angeles Clippers. There's your Laker lineup. And if you wonder about Kobe and that goose egg right now, he has taken only 1 shot so far. However, he has had a beautiful assist early in the game as Smush penetrates, lose it. Here is Mim, well defended, and that's a jump ball.
Sonics want to travel. They thought he went up and got caught, but Mim and the Lakers get a break. Right now, Kobe is trying to feel his way. He is trying to find out what his teammates are going to do, and soon he's going to start looking at the rim.
This is a totally revamped Sonic roster from last year's 52-win season where they made it to 6 games in the second round against San Antonio. Yes, Ray Allen is still here. Yes, Rashard Lewis is here. And their matchups with Kobe and Lamar Odom will be great. But Bob Hill has got him playing a different defensive style right now.
Kobe misses, but Mim cleans up underneath, and Chris Mim on the inside has been carrying the load. He's 4 of 5. There's your Seattle lineup for Bob Hill, who took over from Bob Weiss in the season as the head coach of the Seattle SuperSonics. So right now it is 19-24. The Sonics build a lead behind their 2 very active big men here, Bill.
Seattle's got some very promising guys here with Chris Wilcox. Johan's got to make better decisions. Petro is just getting started in basketball. The type of guy who can learn from playing with Wilcox. And now Robert Swift, another promising player, second-year man out of Bakersfield, California, comes in for Petro, who will take a seat on the bench.
Petro sits even though Wilcox picked up his second foul of the game. The Lakers have won 4 of their last 5, and they're coming off their biggest win of the year the other night in San Antonio, 100-92. You might want to give it just a slight asterisk. It was back-to-back games for the Spurs, and they have struggled in that department this year, as most teams in the NBA do. But they were coming off a tough up-and-down game in Phoenix the night before. But nevertheless, the Lakers under Phil Jackson played a solid team game of that night. And earlier they had beaten Detroit here, 105-94. So you could say, certainly, Bill, I agree with you. This is the best streak of the year for the Lakers.
It's come together under Phil Jackson. Beautiful pass, Ridenour, and Swift, who's had his best game as a professional Friday night in the big victory in Seattle against Minnesota, showing signs of a promising future for Seattle. I like the way the Lakers are playing right now. Team game, tight rotation. Kwame Brown off the bench has been spectacular, and Lamar Odom is playing his best basketball as a pro.
Well, you know, they've had a stretch like this earlier in the season where they played well. They won 5 out of 6 on the road. Then they came right back here and fell apart, so it's not guaranteed. And another one for Swift.
And that was Earl Watson, recently picked up from Denver, and of course a one-time UCLA Bruin, and congratulations go out to the Bruins for their Pac-10 championship here last night, beating the Cal Golden Bears. A sleeper to watch as March Madness moves into high gear. They'll announce the 65-team field later today. And off we go as we take a look at some of these dunks here, Bill.
One thing that Swift and Petro can do is they can run well for big guys, and they love to throw it down. So Earl Watson finds him, and it's back-to-back hoops for Robert Swift.
Seattle has scored on their last 8 trips down the court. But Brent, I can't let this go by. You said UCLA is a sleeper? Please, I mean, print the banner. Their first Pac-10 championship in 9 years. They are on their way to Indianapolis. Ben Howland. People will be quickly saying in Los Angeles, Johnny who? Who is that little old man who lives out there in the mansion on Market?
He didn't answer your call today, did he?
No, he didn't.
Back to Swift out. Kobe's got it. Kwame Brown lost the handle frequently with his undersized hands. He doesn't keep control, and Lewis burns him at the other end, Bill.
Seattle's playing terrific basketball, carrying over their 3-2 since they remade their roster coming out of the trade deadline, and everybody got there. Earl Watson has made a major difference. Chris Wilcox, of course. And then you got Robert Swift getting healthy again. Tough pass, a little bit too hard to handle for Kwame Brown, who doesn't have the best of hands.
Well, as we go to a timeout, one of the concerns for Phil Jackson was the defensive attitude that they would bring to this game today.
Chris Mim has just really dominated the middle here in the first possession of the game. Petro goes for this deal, lobs over the top. It's all Chris Mim early. He's got 5 attempts and 4 makes. Literally a dunkathon warming up here at Staples.
And gentlemen, here's the most important stat for LA. Kobe Bryant, no points yet.
It's early.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And Taco Bell Big Bell Value Menu. To get full-on value, think outside the bun.
Seattle leading Los Angeles by 7 here with 2:30 to go in the opening quarter. So the duel today between Ray Allen and Kobe Bryant. And Kobe was not pleased with this quote a year ago. He feels he needs to show the league that he is better without Shaq. But can you win championships? Can you make everybody better? And, Bill Walton, your reaction here to that?
I love it. It's always better to just tell the truth. That way you never have to remember a story out there. And I think a lot of players around the league feel that way. They can't believe that Shaq is no longer here.
And Snap, your feeling about this?
Well, I think that Ray Allen is thrown out in the gauntlet. This challenges Kobe. We'll find out how he responds.
And let's now check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Brent, thank you very much. Well, I spoke to Ray Allen about this, and he said last year he was able to put this behind him. He spoke to Kobe directly. He said, I was not attacking Kobe Bryant's character, and I explained that to him. If it was me, I would feel the exact same way. If I had Shaq on my team and then he was gone, I would want to win a championship. He said Kobe understood it. We talked to Kobe about it. Kobe has a long memory, and Phil Jackson told us today many great players that he's had, Michael Jordan included, do use this as a crutch, that they do hold grudges, and he feels that Kobe will be extremely motivated today. And you can remember one thing, Brent, Kobe has not forgotten.
Up firing with Ray Allen watching. Odom with an offensive rebound and one coming up. So Ray Allen 1 of 1 from the field, and Kobe Bryant is 0 for 2, but make that 3 having missed that one. And now Odom back on the line.
While Kobe Bryant is right now the NBA's leading scorer, while he is the individual best player in the entire NBA, let's not discount how good and talented Ray Allen is. He's a franchise-level player, a regular all-star performer, a former Dream Team member. And on the night that Kobe scored his 81 points, Ray Allen got 41, including a buzzer-beating 3 in a 152-149 win at Phoenix when Phoenix was on fire.
Bryant rebounding the Watson miss.
So that puts you in a position to comment about both as we work this game.
I'm ready for a shootout.
Kobe's now 0 for 4, and Swift, who came directly to the Sonics out of high school, rebounds.
The last time these two teams played, Ridnour in transition with the quick three. But in that last head-to-head outing, Kobe had only 5 points at the half. Then he had 29 in the second half as the Lakers ran away from him.
Well, Kobe's had a couple of rough outings the last 2 times out on the road, but he's had big fourth quarters to save the Lakers. So even though he's missing early and Mim is making, Kobe's going to have an impact on this game. The way the Sonics are going to win the game is if they keep the pace of the game up. The Lakers don't like to play quickly. We'll see if the Sonics can do it.
Chris Mim carrying the load with 14 points for Los Angeles here. Alan still watching our star comparison, so it is the role players who have stepped up here with Rashard Lewis, the other scoring star for the Sonics, at the free throw line.
Rashard Lewis, along with Ray Allen, both having career years scoring-wise.
And there's a very familiar face over there for you, Bill. Here's your son, Luke Walton, checking into the game, and he's coming off of two fine games. He had gone 30 games without scoring in double figures, and his outside shot had been missing, but he scored 13, took 10 rebounds against San Antonio, and had 4 assists. So Big Luke coming off perhaps his best game of the year.
That's for Brent.
Ridnour being pressed by Parker out on top. Here's Watson. Kobe on him. Watson swings past him behind the back, and Swift sort of lost the handle.
Last shot time here for the Lakers. Kobe really working. Referee Phil Robinson felt that Earl Watson cleared him out to get that play, and communication between the bench whether they have a foul to give or not.
Last shot time. Luke will take it. It's a 3. Yes! Luke Walton off the bench. Ridnour at the buzzer. And that brings it to an end, but it is Luke Walton, Bill's young son, who steps off the floor. And I know if you weren't with us in an earlier game when Luke played and we were broadcasting, it's not necessarily the easiest thing for a father to be broadcasting his son's game. But this had to make our guy Bill very, very pleased. And Luke right now playing his best basketball of the year. Back after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Home of the NBA Finals.
Los Angeles Lakers travel to New Orleans to face the Hornets in the first major professional sporting event to take place in that city since the devastating Hurricane Katrina. And while they were there, several Lakers, including Luke Walton, Devin George, along with the hometown Hornets and a number of NBA legends, joined Commissioner David Stern to help build a home for Habitat for Humanity. NBA cares, folks, continuing the tradition of basketball and service to the community. That was the day of a game, and then they went out and won there. Bill, I know you were with that group, and that was such a nice gesture on the NBA's part down there.
What an inspirational moment for a city, New Orleans, that needs every one of our help down there on a constant and ongoing basis. To see Rick Barry, Willis Reed, Bob Lanier, Clyde Drexler, Spud Webb, Artis Gilmore. I was proud to be a part of that special team, Habitat for Humanity in the NBA.
Indeed.
And it was a tremendous ball game. I mean, the fans had a lot to cheer about. Kobe put them away in the end as they tie him up.
That was a great basketball game, Stephen. Chris Paul.
Kobe said he was fouled here. He's pretty animated about this.
Chris Paul was also there that day as Kobe dives for this ball, poked away here by Sasha, and then Kobe on the floor. He's going to call for a foul. I don't see any foul contact at all.
No, he said he had the ball. But he had control of the ball, and there was no way it could be a jump ball.
Well, then it should have been a traveling violation, if anything, sliding across the floor the way that Dave Cowens did, taking it away from Oscar Robertson in the '74 championship.
Speaking of Kobe, as they want to get the clock right, he played 12 minutes and 18 seconds in that opening quarter without scoring. And there have not been, Jim Gray coming over and saying that he can't remember many first quarters, if any, that Kobe Bryant has been scoreless in a game. I know he has started slowly, so very, very rare for Kobe Bryant. And, Walton on the floor now with Turiev seeing his first game action. Kobe and Vujasic. Sasha, and there, when it ends, it ends. In low, Ray Allen back on the floor, but it's been turned over.
The long pass, a bit too long there. Always in transition, Damian Wilkins, the son of Gerald Wilkins, the nephew of Dominique Wilkins. Just a little bit out of his range right there. Throw to short outlet pass.
Truly brings that Phil Jackson likes his energy. And Petro and Swift have had a lot of energy, so they're going to have to match that as Allen works for a tough shot and couldn't get it away.
Watson's 3 misfires, and Kobe looking to pick it up here in the second quarter.
Earl Watson is not the best of three-point shooters.
Yes, again, Kobe Bryant, and no one picked him up quickly.
And this crowd is starting to sense that Kobe's coming alive here. Talking to Phil Jackson, Ray Allen taking it right at Kobe. Phil Jackson telling us that really the only team in the Western Conference that gives the Lakers trouble right now are the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, he said they haven't figured him out yet, the matchups, and Watson reaching in, and there's going to be a foul against the Sonics. This is a 9-0 run, Bill, and it's all on the three-point hoops for Phil Jackson.
And the fact that Seattle's starting to turn the ball over. Now, Phil Jackson doesn't feel, as he told us this morning, that Phoenix's one-dimensional style, and I disagree with Phil on this, can be successful in the playoffs. But when you've got Steve Nash, when you've got Sean Marion, when you've got D'Antoni, anything is possible. That is a great team.
Look at off the front of the iron, and Wilkins is open. Kobe stayed in there to watch the release and the follow-through, and Wilkins released on the play and cruised in. It's 1-point game.
Well, the one thing that happens when you shoot deep and you miss, it allows the other team to become more of a running team. And so I'm sure that Jackson's going to ask that ball to be moved more than one pass before it goes in the air.
Sure, yeah. The two freshmen going head-to-head, Brent. Petro and Churia
played with each other over in Paris for a time. Some very interesting fellows there.
And they'll both be on the French national team. Glad to see that Churiev's health is back in good order.
He's doing a fine job on Petro. Knows him well.
Petro should stay with the dunk. He doesn't have that fadeaway jumper down yet.
Lakers need to continue to attack. Get the ball to Kobe early enough in the shot clock here. He's in that isolated weak side pinch post.
Vujasic feeds Turiev. Nice pass by that young man, and it's a 13-2 LA run as they seize control, 41-36.
Earl Watson with the ball right now has really added a dimension that the Sonics lost when Antonio Daniels left as a free agent after last season.
They spent a lot of time on the clock trying to get this ball to Allen, so they need a score. They get a foul against Kobe. That is number 2.
Steve, I like, admire, and respect the animosity between Ray Allen and Kobe Bryant. I'm not of the era of everybody hugging and kissing before the game.
So Kobe, the two personals, but from outside after a scoreless first quarter, like the fellow said, it was just a matter of time. And it's 41-36 as Bryant puts up 2 trays.
To Staples Center, I'm Jim Gray as the Lakers lead by 5. Well, Kobe Bryant is averaging 35.2 points per game. Right now, he's in position to win his first ever scoring title. When I spoke to him yesterday, I asked him what a scoring title would mean to him.
0. I always knew I could score the ball. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not something that's something that I thought about doing coming into the season. You know, what I thought about doing coming into the season was helping us win ball games and doing whatever it takes to keep us in a ball game and, you know, to get us into the playoffs and, you know, do things like that. It's not scary.
There you see Kobe ahead of Allen Iverson at 33.5. LeBron James, the other player, averaging better than 30 this year in the NBA. But Kobe with a solid lead at 35.2. Thank you, Jimmy. The Lakers outscoring the Supersonics 10-2 here in the second quarter. The Sonics for the game are shooting 59%. The Lakers leading in second chance points, 11-4 so far here in the early going.
But they leave Kobe in the game with 2 fouls as Wilcox missed that one. And he now will guard Earl Watson, but they had a great play going for Wilcox, but he got a little too greedy.
But the ability of Seattle, Snapper, to sustain their attack where they were so efficient, 16 to 22 possessions in the first quarter they scored on. Here in the second, they only 1 for 5 shooting. They only have 1 assist. They've turned the ball over 3 times, and they've only converted 1 of 6 attempts. Poked out of bounds by Seattle's improving defense.
But they're not going to shoot 65% for the game. So you know they're going to come off of that. It's how they got the 65% going. They had the floor open. They ran it. They didn't get into a quick, deep shooting contest. What hurt them is offensive rebounds by the Lakers. They've been able to get more rebounds and put back their misses. Watch out.
Watson on a beautiful pass to Chris Wilcox. So the former Bruin hitting the former Maryland Terp, who was on a championship team. Under Coach Gary Williams, left school early. A lot of folks thought he should have stayed another year at Maryland. And he's been traded up to Seattle by the Clippers as Kobe was putting it down. And we've got a whistle in underneath. 35. Team.
Earl Watson did not leave school early. That's why he's one of the UCLA legends. But his ability to put the ball right on the mark and the impressive throwdown, Wilcox making sure that one stayed down. You look at the record books for Earl Watson at UCLA over those 4 years, he is way up the charts on nearly every statistical accomplishment.
And Bill, you know, Steve Lavin said he's one of the toughest competitors he's ever been around. He thinks the world of Watson, who was his leader when he was coaching UCLA. And on the turnover numbers, Watson goes in and 1. Jasic fouled him on the shot, and here is the toughness of Earl Watson coming through. Make sure he got it down, and moves to the free throw line.
He's a winner, Earl Watson, and he has the Pete Maravich finish on the fast break, Steve.
I don't know if he has the Pete Maravich finish, but he does have a nice finish to draw the foul. I mean, where are you today? I mean, we have already been with Dave Cowens at the Big O, and now we're with Pete. Are you going to come into the 21st century?
Absolutely, Steve.
Join us.
We're here at Staples Center celebrating James Taylor's birthday, watching a fabulous basketball game and having a great time with close friends. What could be better than that?
You're so vain. I still say it was him.
Tie ball game.
I don't care what anybody says. Wong keeps it. Spins. Open look. Yes.
If Luke could do more of that, it would make Phil Jackson's life much easier. Luke is a better offensive player than he's shown to this point in his career.
He has to be able to score and finish, shoot that ball. Ray Allen teasing him.
Oh, and a put down by Chris Wilcox, showing that athletic ability that he has always possessed. That's 13 for it.
And one of the reasons why they desperately wanted him is that Seattle, Sasha, quick shot from the corner. Seattle is...
Look at Watson control the ball. Now Wilcox ahead of him again. Back outside to the open Ray Allen. Beautiful look by Watson again. He found the open man. That's twice down the floor that Earl Watson has picked up his wide open teammate.
And how long will Kobe Bryant sit on the bench here? This is a critically important game for the Lakers in terms of the standings. They've now moved into the 7th place in the Western Conference ladder.
And that's a 10-2 Seattle run right now. And Bill, they've moved ahead of New Orleans. They're a game and a half behind Memphis. And the Sonics are trying to dig out. They're 7.5 games behind the 8th spot, but they got a rolling here.
The thing that the Sonics do well and have done well all afternoon is run the ball and play above the rim. So they've been fortunate to do that, and they now have a slight advantage.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. And TGI Fridays Restaurants, where the 3-course menu is back. Everyone could use more Fridays.
Well, snapper Bill Walton has mentioned a lot of legends today, so let's have him take over with Larry Bird's 60-point game.
Let's flash back 21 years ago tonight. Larry Bird, 60 points against the Atlanta Hawks in a game played at New Orleans. Atlanta was playing some of their home games in the Bayou City at those points. And Larry Bird in front of the Hawk bench. The Hawk players celebrating, laughing. Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale, Ray Williams, M.L. Carr, all the guys. The numbers. Larry Bird, 15 for 16 from the free throw line. Remarkable field goal percentage, pounding the glass with 7. And that was just a scant 9 days. Larry's 60 points after Kevin McHale had scored 56 points. And Casey Jones had taken Kevin McHale out with a few minutes left. And Larry said to Kevin, you never should have let Casey take you out that day because I'm coming back soon to get that record.
Watson fouling Kobe Bryant.
Kobe wanted and won, and they told him no, so he is having trouble with the officials this afternoon. Can't get any calls, and Watson will come out of the game being replaced by Luke Rittenauer. So a couple of quick fouls for Watson. See if they try to run a similar kind of play. No, Ray Allen now is going to defend against Bryant.
I'm sure that Watson was pleased about being taken out right there. And I can't say that I necessarily blame him the way he's played. His body language walking past Bob Hill was kind of interesting.
Well, the best thing about coaches, they never notice body language.
I disagree completely.
So do I.
You see him staring down there? He's going to have that 1,000-yard stare like he never saw him.
They might not acknowledge it, but they know it's there.
Odom on a run. And that's a shot clock violation. So it will be out of bounds sideline here. Snapper, the Sonics, after falling back, have been hanging tough against Phil Jackson's Lakers.
Well, again, when they play well, it's because they play quickly, they open the floor, they pass it well, and they score it. Now, they still have to get Ray Allen going. He's only gotten a couple of opportunities.
But this Sonic team is showing signs of life. It's been a chaotic year up there this year, Stephen. To me, one of the most interesting things about this game today is that I learned something that I had not known before. In the last 11 years, the Seattle Sonics are the 4th most successful franchise in the entire NBA. In terms of regular season wins and losses, the 4th most.
How many years, Bill?
Of the last 11 years after San Antonio with Tim Duncan, the Lakers with Shaq, Kobe, and Phil, the Utah Jazz with Karl Malone and John Stockton, and the Seattle Sonics, 4th in the last 11 years. I never would have known that.
Where have you been the last 11 years?
Obviously, we haven't been to Seattle very often, or we might have known that, folks, as Kobe didn't get the bounce. And here comes Ray Allen and the Sonics. Oh, Petro didn't get that. Pass was not perfectly thrown. Smusher's got Kobe, and Ray Allen got in there and deflected it out of bounds. Otherwise, Kobe would have gone soaring for
now,
2.
Dennis Shrimp is on the bench. He's assistant coach. He played on the team when they won over 60 games. Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, those guys put together a streak of very successful seasons. So I don't know what you were missing, Bill.
But they haven't had the success in the playoffs.
Oh, there we go. They haven't won any championships, and Kobe throws that one away.
They won 1 championship in the franchise history. That was 1979, with Lenny Wilkens and Dennis Johnson and John Johnson leading the way. Jack Sikma, who's here today.
John Johnson's son now playing up at Stanford, has a bright future ahead of him. And Bill, the Lakers have only 2 points in the last 4 minutes here.
Well, when they scored that flurry of points, it was on 3-point field goals. Allen missed a 3.
This is the kind of game, though, Brent, where Seattle comes in and thinks, are they even going to mention our team, or are they just going to talk about Kobe Bryant the entire day? And so I think Seattle's come in with a little edge and an attitude, and I respect that. And the fact that they played so well Friday night at Seattle against Minnesota, that was a thrilling performance.
Marcus pass is stolen. Here comes Rashard Lewis. He'll go in for the deuce.
Now that's where they've been good today. They've been able to get in the passing lane, force a turnover, push it the other way, get the easy score. They are now up by 7.
First game back from a road trip. Always the toughest. You got the early start. Over the top, Kobe!
5-point lead.
That's Kobe's first 2-point field goal. Ray Allen back.
This guy, Ray Allen, can play basketball. He has come He may not have the overall game that Kobe Bryant does, but that doesn't mean he's not tremendous.
Well, Lamar Odom with one of those quiet first halves. Phil and the Laker coaching staff are trying to solve that as Kobe slices through for another 2, giving 10 here as he's starting to warm up. Ray Allen losing it. Headman. Kobe again. Got Richard. Beautiful pass to Smush Parker. And then Kobe makes like a blocking back down there. And a foul is going to be called here. I believe it. Kobe was running on through. It's on Smush.
I think they're going to call a holding foul while the ball is yet to be inbounded and put in play, which is going to be 2 shots.
Lewis is here at the free throw line. I think that's exactly what it is. And that's the 3rd foul on Parker.
Smush Parker, who played for Bob Hill at Fordham for 1 year. Smush frustrated, disappointed. Kobe Bryant out in transition. A beautiful outlet over the top. And Kobe senses it's all for his teammates here. Kobe pushes the defender out of the way. And then Smush Parker grabs the Sonic trying to inbound the ball.
So he'll sit with 3 fouls here in the first half. 3.5 minutes to go.
And Petro's out of the ball game, but Robert Swift back in. But Rashard Lewis has come back in the game and continued to score the ball. He's got 6 1/4, 16 in the first half.
But Rashard Lewis and teaming with Ray Allen, one of 2 combinations in the NBA of 3 players, of 3 different teams, who averaged 20-plus points.
Lewis with 16 points, Bill, and 6 of 7 from the field.
Rashard Lewis, who turned down a chance to be on the national team, felt that he was just going to be used as a pawn.
Kobe, it's a 2.
And he turned and looked right at Ray Allen there.
Well, Ray Allen almost had forced a turnover, and that's the reason that he gave him that look. Let's see if Ray Allen gets the ball back on this possession and tries to score. Didn't get a shot at it. Rashard Lewis had it blocked.
Backup point guard. We're going to be testing the Lakers right here. A tough pass by Kwame Brown. Turnover, Los Angeles.
Take one more look at Kobe here. We've got a timeout.
Kobe Bryant digs the ball, dribbles away from the basket, and turns. That's how good he is to beat the shot clock, and then turns and looks right at Ray Allen.
You're watching the NBA on ABC Championship Television. Big East and won it 4 in a row. And here it is, Kobe Bryant, a very sluggish start, Bill.
But it's come alive when he's worked his way back into it. Things weren't happening early for Kobe. The frustration, the disappointment, challenging everyone here on his team, including the referees, turning the ball over, not getting back on defense. Little physical confrontation with Sasha there. But then it all turned around for Kobe.
Right, the one thing about Kobe is he's relentless. He's going to continue to press and push. He's going to try to make plays, not only for himself, but his teammates. And the Lakers haven't had a lot of breaking opportunities, but he was shut out in the first. He's awake now. He's got 12 and counting.
And Kobe has scored or assisted on the Lakers' last 4 baskets in the last minute and a half.
Now the Seattle story, 61% from the field and 16 assists, both very solid numbers. 17 of their 23 field goals taken in the paint as Allen knocks it over to Rittenauer here with 5 on the shot. Luke goes to work with the J and drains it.
2. A long 2 for Luke.
Luke Rittenauer, the native of Blaine, Washington, that little small outpost right on the Canadian border, and now they're making television commercials about his jump shot. What a great story.
He's been invited to try out the United States national team. One of the 23 fellas, and the men a little bit short with that one-handed.
Now that's the kind of defense you want to play on, Chris. Now over the top.
And the youngster Swift running the floor, showing some athletic ability.
The lottery pick from Bakersfield, California, one of the great players in California high school history, turned down a chance to come and play for Henry Bibby here at USC.
Odom in and out. Swift battling Mim, and the foul called in underneath.
Wilcox over the top, and that's going to hurt them. It's his third foul, so he's going to come out of the ball game. But what Swift and Petro both do well for young guys is get out and run. And they surprise the opposing center who's not running, and they're laying it up.
Well, Swift is playing with the badly broken nose. He's got the mask on right there. He had to miss 4 games. He's got a horribly sprained ankle that he's wearing a brace on right now. So he's just really getting back into a rhythm and showing the promise that he's got an abundance of.
Well, folks, log on to NBAstore.com and check out the latest gear for this year's St. Patrick's Day game. Get your green on now at NBAstore.com as we look at the green of Wilcox and the Sonics, and Mim with 15 points and 8 rebounds here starting this game. So he's had a solid performance in the first half.
And have you had the chance, Brent, to check out the Celtics St. Patrick's Day uniforms? No, have you? They're very nice. They're specially designed uniforms just for St. Patrick's Day for the Boston Celtics, the Shamrocks.
Every day is St. Patrick's Day in Boston. On the move, the scoop, and goes in for Rashard Lewis.
Did that look like Dr. J? How many times have every one of us at this table been faced up by that guy? No one more so than me.
No, Brent has not. Nice move by Lamar Odom coming back the other way.
I was trying to think the only time I competed against him was on a golf course sometime. He tore me up on a back nine.
But, Lamar Odom started the ball game with 2 threes, and then he's gone quiet. That's his first field goal here in the second. He's going to have to match some of the offensive intensity of Rashard Lewis.
Kwame Brown fouls more. Bill was more too far away to come at it. Yeah,
he wasn't ready for it. I mean, this is a dynamic pass. As Ridenour comes down the lane, Seattle's been running this play time and time again, and the Lakers have not made any sort of adjustments whatsoever. Mikey Moore, who's a nice, talented player, another one of these young, big guys that Seattle has at their disposal. But you got to be able to get in the air and finish that play.
What's the scooper do here by Rashard? Isn't that beautiful?
Underneath the arm of Kwame Brown, and what Phil Jackson is concerned about is his defensive reactions by his big people. And in this game, we have seen they have been slow to react.
But why are big guys out there trying to take a charge? Get in the air and block a shot, particularly against a player as talented and creative as Rashard Lewis.
The Sonics are without Nick Collison, another one of their big fellows, who's out with an injury. But they've got some size, young size on this team. They really think they'd have a good future with Seattle.
Well, what Collison does for them, he gives them another guy to chase the ball. And when they have Collison, Swift, Petro, all of those guys, they rebound the ball, Swift on the run again.
Hold it back out.
Last shot time.
The clock on down here. The Sonics are going to take a lead to the intermission.
Seattle is very
wide open. Ridenour up high. Beautiful.
Tease him with the teardrop, and all the Lakers can do is try a desperation play here. Miracle attempt.
At the buzzer. Kobe with 12 points, but 5 turnovers in the first half.
Seattle has played a smarter game here, and their big people have been much more assertive.
And let's check in with Jim Gray. I believe he has Rashard Lewis with him. Jim?
Brent, I do indeed. He has 18 points here in the first half. Why were you guys able to get so many easy baskets? It looked like a layup drill.
Yeah, we are getting the ball out as fast as possible, running the floor. I think the main thing is our bigs are running the floor. They're beating their bigs on the floor, and they're getting wide open dunks.
Team shooting about 64%. It's almost unheard of. What do you do to maintain that in the second half?
I think we got to play good defense. I think when we take care of defense, we just run right into our offense. As long as we're getting easy baskets, then that percentage is going to be high.
All right, Rashard. Congratulations on the first half. Good luck in the second.
All right, thank you.
All right, back to you,
Brent. Rashard was 7 of 9 from the field as the Sonics shoot 64%. Coming up at halftime now. T-Mobile halftime show. We'll head back to our Times Square studio. We'll join Mike Tirico and Scottie Pippen and access Rashad, Ray Allen. LeBron versus Wade in the earlier game, and we'll have Rockets Spurs highlights here. Seattle leading the Lakers 64-55. And right after these messages, we're going to go back to our Times Square studio and join Mike and Scotty for the T-Mobile halftime report. Sonics lead it here in L.A.
Jim Gray's point about layups and dunks. The Sonics in the first half, they had 9 dunks and 8 layups. And points in the paint, a plus 16 for the team from the Great Northwest in Seattle, the Emerald City.
The 2 point guards, Ridnour and Watson, combined for 9 assists against only 1 turnover in that first half.
Kobe chest to chest, they got 3 to shoot.
Blocked. Oh, Ridnour nails a 3-ball with time running out.
I think a critical element to keep in mind for Seattle is that Chris Wilcox has 3 fouls and Earl Watson, who got them going in the second quarter, has 2.
But the Lakers don't have, Wilcox gets fouls helping out, but Lakers don't have one-on-one players on their front line where they're going to do a lot of damage. Cook with the foul.
Ryan Cook. Strong underneath. He's the best play of the game, putting it back, and it's a 10-point lead for Seattle.
And that rebound disparity now at plus 6 for Los Angeles.
Good defense by Kobe that time. Ray Allen committed to the shot early, and Kobe made him basically flatten out. He didn't get it to the rim.
And Smush nails the 3-ball at the other end.
And Bob Hill realizing immediately that this Laker team is waking up. Not the best of starts for Los Angeles.
67-60 as Smush Parker comes down and nails this shot right here.
Stepping right in, looking the defense slow to react, forcing Bob Hill to the immediate timeout.
Come on and dance with me.
Fan number 1. Jack Nicholson here at courtside enjoying this Sunday afternoon game between Seattle and the Lakers, and it's a 7-point Seattle lead right now, 67-60.
The Lakers are trying to ratchet up their defense, and they got a lot more pressure on the ball, forcing the shots to come under pressure, and that one goes out of bounds.
If Lamar Odom can play that kind of defense and force Rashard Lewis into an off-balance, tough fadeaway after pumping the same shot 2 or 3 times, then he can get back into this game, Lamar Odom.
Parker gliding through, so after hitting the 3, he puts it down and scores on the dribble.
Ridnour has to come and answer right back. Not necessarily with a shot of his own, but some sort of setup. Ray Allen.
The Red Sea parting, and he couldn't finish with the left hand. Goes to steal it and does. Took it away from Cook and converted the field goal.
Ray Allen has been playing so well of late. He didn't start the season shooting very well, just 44% over the first 47 games. But the last 11 games, he's been over 51%. Oh, Bryant Cook so strong inside.
So after a very slow first half, Bryant Cook, former Illini, puts 2 field goals on the board here.
Cook only got 7 minutes to play. He is a guy that can score the ball, and Bill lets him run when he's starting to make some shots. Ridnour with the second bucket here in the third quarter.
Bryant Cook is the Lakers' second best shooter after Kobe Bryant. They need to work to get him shots.
And Kobe over there with Ray Allen, and it's on Allen.
But to watch Smush Parker, just keep your eye on him. He's just out there having a good time, running around, playing basketball. The ultimate New York City youngster.
Learning the game. It is slow right here, but he's come on. Played well for him.
Spent some time over in Greece, undrafted after just 1 year at Fordham under Bob Hill.
Kobe leans in, turns on the baseline.
Well, if you want to know whether the intensity between Allen and Bryant has picked up, it has, and Bryant has taken exception to
Wilcox going to finish it. Mim held his ground. Wilcox wanted the whistle, didn't get it. Now it's Odom.
Nice defense, Rashard Lewis. Outstanding for the Lakers right here.
Here comes Mim on the free throw line.
And that is a
technical has been called on Wilcox. He just got the technical call on him.
He's saying, how come I didn't get the same call at the other end and earned a trip to the line? The difference is that Chris Mim is going strong and putting his body in harm's way, whereas Chris Wilcox is going in there double clutching. I think the referees are going to bail him out.
So objecting to the foul call. Wilcox now will sit down. That was number 4 on Chris, so a costly one. He sat a lot of minutes in the first half after picking up his second foul as Mim came crashing through the two bodies.
The problem started at the beginning of the play. Nobody was around him, so it was wide open, and now as you big guy, you're trying to react and you get there late. Mim had a great first half of play, and we'll see how he rolls here in a second.
Yeah, Steve, that's a very good point, because we saw from this angle how open it was from him.
For Seattle to win, it has to be on the offensive end, so why would you make silly fouls like that? There are teams in the NBA, Steve, that are better defending teams and better rebounding teams than the Sonics.
Well, the Sonics used to be a very good rebounding team. When they had Fortune Connelson, they had guys that would chase and chase and chase. They don't have them right now, but what they did well in the first half was force the turnovers. They had 10 Laker turnovers, 18 points. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe forces the turnover on Ray Allen. Ray thought it was hit last by Kobe.
But that's the matchup I was speaking to a moment ago as we look at Nick Collison in the back. That Kobe has picked up his defensive attitude. Now Ray Allen has to respond at his end of the floor as well.
Ray's got defensive game of his own.
So far he's not showing it.
Great pass to Cook. Now Ray puts it down. The Lakers are back defensively.
Petro's got
a head man. Nobody was there with Petro, and one.
That's been their advantage the entire afternoon, is that the young centers are running and they are beating Mim, Odom, and Cook down the floor. This pass will surprise everybody, and it's a little teaser to drop. So Cook has got to run, Mim has got to run, as well as Amar Odom.
Petro has shown a lot here this afternoon, Steve. This is a guy who applied for the draft 2 years ago. And then realizing that he wasn't quite ready at just 19, said, hey, I'm pulling myself out. And then he comes in as 25th player, end of the first round for Seattle. Nice pickup here. Yohan Petro.
Deep to Kobe. Here's an open Mim as they double Kobe at the baseline. That was a great find by number 8.
If you're Seattle, just keep running right back at him. Don't hang your head and say, well, Kobe's starting to get hot here.
Well, what you got to do if you're Seattle is they try to come into Mikey Moore because you've got to find Ray Allen. Allen has got to get into this game offensively, and he hasn't made his mark yet.
Kobe got Ridnour in the air. Here's Cook again. Missing. Up over the top. It'll go to Seattle. Having Wilcox out has hurt the Sonics right now, however. Moore is not as effective down low as Chris has been in this game. So Chris saddled with foul trouble, picked up that technical, and that's a blow.
Steve, I'm coming right back at you, Ray Allen. That's got to be his responsibility to come to Ridnour, to come to the guys who have the ball, or Watson, say, hey, bring it my way.
Moore missed on the shot, and Mim yanks it away.
The lack of on-court leadership has been an ongoing problem for this Sonic squad.
Smash flying through. Which 11, the smash.
Chris has got 3 spectacular field goals in this ball game, underneath and around the defenders. Lakers within 3.
Smush was given his nickname as a baby by his mother. He really has no reason or explanation for it, other than his mom called him Smush.
Lakers. Steal by Cook, and here's Odom. Moore is back. Odom's going to beat him off the dribble. He's fouled, and he's on the free throw line. Sort of surprised that Hill hasn't gone back to the youngster. That Swift, I thought that Swift was pretty effective in the first half.
He can't play Petro and Swift at the same time yet. So one will relieve the other. They both are doing much of the same thing. But watch the pretty field goal by Swish Parker. Under and then the English.
Knocks that one down. A reminder, NBA TV tonight. Now, Dallas and Sacramento coverage begins at 9 p.m. ESPN Wednesday, it'll be the Clippers at Phoenix. That'll be exciting, 9 p.m. And then TNT Thursday, Boston and Miami, followed by Minnesota at Golden State. Coverage begins at 8.
Sacramento, they're playing ball.
I knew you would say that. You all of a sudden have jumped on the King bandwagon and they're charging.
They are undefeated at home since Ron Artest joined the team. They're leap forward, the Sacramento Kings, on the defensive statistics in this league. They are on fire, and most likely are the team that's going to move ahead of the slumping New Orleans Hornets.
Number 4 was just called on Parker, and second team foul. So checking in is Sasha Vujacic, and Parker will takes a seat. So we got a couple key players here with 4 fouls apiece. Go ahead.
Now, are you jumping on the Ron Artest bandwagon? Before you said, I don't think that Ron Artest is going to make a difference.
I'm watching Ray Allen and Kobe Bryant go head-to-head.
And Mim cleans up the miss.
I'm happy for Ron Artest's success, and I hope that it continues.
Going for the tie. And it's a 2 deadlock. Brian Cook's third field goal of the third quarter knocks the score at 74.
If the Lakers will point to one thing in this quarter, they'll say they were better defensively, and the Sonics aren't passing the ball as well. Ridnour with the hook.
And Petro left alone. Nobody put a body on him, and an easy putback for the Frenchman.
When was the last time we saw a hook like that? Was it Bob Pettit? Was it Tommy Heinsohn?
Yeah, Heinsohn used to shoot those running hooks, did he, Bill?
Rookie of the year, Tommy Heinsohn, in Bill Russell's first year. Shot clock now. Sonics have an advantage.
Kobe loves it at 1. Here it comes.
He just threw that one up there. Didn't look like he wanted to make it, but he wanted to get it up. Look at this.
High lob. Lewis runs the floor. He's on the free throw line. Blocking foul against L.A.
Seattle. This is a fun team. They are coming at you. Lakers have to keep them in a half-court game. Here it is.
Well, if they attack, good things happen for them. When they stand around, they get in trouble.
ABC Sports, the home of the NBA Finals.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward. And Walmart, always low prices, always.
Welcome back to Los Angeles. I'm Jim Gray. I'm now joined by Dr. Jerry Buss. He has owned the Lakers now for 27 years, 8 championships. Dr. Buss, thanks for letting us in your box. What is your assessment of your team so far this year?
Well, I think recently they've shown quite a bit of improvement. I think we won 4 out of the last 5 against some pretty tough opponents. We beat Detroit and San Antonio in that run. So I'm just hoping this is permanent. We'll have to see over the next 2 weeks.
How is it that you can beat the good teams but fall apart against teams like Portland, the teams that seemingly you should beat?
You know, historically, the Lakers have done that many, many times. In the old days, of course, we used to say we were so good it was difficult to get up for the 4 teams, but we don't have that excuse anymore. I don't have an answer for that, Jim.
Before we came on, you said 8 championships. You said before this year. Is it your assessment that this team can and will compete for a championship this year?
Quite honestly, any team with Kobe Bryant in the playoffs is a big threat. There's no question about that. Anything can happen in a 7-game series. I know we're certainly not the favorite, but I do feel that we have a definite chance.
Where are you in this rebuilding process? You have asked the fans of Los Angeles to be patient. Where exactly are you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I think we're a little ahead of schedule. I don't think anybody except myself thought we would make the playoffs. Certainly, I didn't read about it if they did.
Did you read the papers?
Oh, yeah, I read them. Sometimes upside down, but usually I do read them.
What's missing? What would you like to add here as you go forward?
Experience more than anything, especially experience as a unit. Lamar and Kobe are both seasoned veterans, but they haven't played together enough to really begin to put it together on the championship level. I think Chris Mim is improving all the time. We're a little weak at guard. We could use some more help there. We thought we had it with Aaron McKee, and then he was injured early. Our rebounding's good. Our shooting's a little poor. I think with time, we'll improve in a lot of departments.
Dr. Buss, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Anytime, Jim.
Brent, this man belongs in the Hall of Fame. He's been a great owner.
I would absolutely second that. would have thought that he was already in the Hall of Fame. Dr. Jerry Buss made a rare road trip down to San Antonio where he watched the Lakers win for them the game of the year the other night down there. Brian Cook misfiring here. Bill and Snapper, though, the Lakers have their hands full here this afternoon against a very game Seattle team as Mim responds with that loose ball and cleans it up.
But momentum is so elusive, and they make the little mistakes Seattle does that just allows Los Angeles to come right back when you got a player like Ray Allen. And while I second the emotion of Dr. Buss saying that when you got Kobe Bryant, anything is possible, the same could be said about Ray Allen.
Oh, stop it. The Lakers do not. They hope to make the playoffs. Right now, they're number 7. In, you know who they play? Number 2.
Lakers are going to make the playoffs.
Now, another bold prediction.
Number 2 is Phoenix.
That's right. You think you're beating Phoenix? I heard that silence. I heard that silence.
Rattles out. You're putting a father in a tough spot, Snapper. You know what I'm saying?
No! I mean,
it's a rock and a hard place. Tuckett range the 3, and the Lakers here, gentlemen. We got a good one. 82-80 now. As we go delking down the floor, Snapper.
I echo exactly what Phil Jackson said, that the Lakers have not been able to figure out the Phoenix Suns over the top.
But there are a lot of teams that haven't been able to figure out the Phoenix Suns. They play fast. They hurt you with an open court. You got to be able to control Steve
However,
Nash.
the underground around the league with the coaching community, we'd rather play Phoenix than a 7-game series than once in February coming in one day to prepare. Now, that's what the coaches feel. And they don't say it publicly.
We'll have more on that when we come back.
Timeout.
With Seattle holding on to a tenuous 2-point lead.
There's the comparison of our stars, but a little bit of a dance here, Snap, just a short time ago.
Well, you say that there's no animosity, but they both know one thing. They have to defend each other. They have to respond to one another. And so they are playing chest to chest in this ball game. And it's been tough for either one of them to get much daylight.
But they spend so much time trying to work the officials. These are 2 great players going head-to-head. Neither one of them are in foul trouble. They each have 2 fouls. Ignore the referees. Just tell the referees, don't call anything. Just let us play. Let us decide this thing on the court, as the quote is revisited from a year ago when Ray Allen, talking about Kobe now playing without Shaq, feels he needs to show the league that he's better without Shaq. But can you win a championship? Can you make everybody better? Right now, Kobe Bryant has outscored Ray Allen 15-11 in this game of the century here today.
Luke Walton checks back into the game of the century. And here's Kobe on the dribble. Kick back now to Odom.
8 on the clock.
And there's a whistle down away from the ball on the inside. It's a 3-second violation. So it has been turned over.
Well, the turnovers are not as plentiful as they were for the Sonics in the first half, and they're not the kind they can run off of, but they're still forcing the Lakers to make mistakes. So Rittenauer and company have to pass that ball and put some pressure on the interior defense of the Lakers.
Luke Rittenauer should just go right around Sasha here.
Seth tried to go over the top, and Kwame Brown in the Laker lineup right now with Kobe and Odom, Walton, and Vujacic.
When your edge is quickness, why settle for a fadeaway?
Off the side of the glass. Rittenauer ahead, scooped up by Odom. Quickly now to Luke Walton, who was looking to pass it and wound up getting it turned over. And here's Watson back on the floor. Feet back inside, and Moore's on the free throw line.
Play a little sloppy there. Brilliant shot blocking position by big giants hovering above the rim, catching players out of position, jumping to pass, which will usually result in a turnover, Steve.
Robert Swift is finally up. He played 7.5 minutes for Seattle in the first half and was 3 of 4.
But what they've been able to do with the combination of Petro and Swift is give themselves some unique center play. Both of these guys run the floor. They rebound the ball a little bit. They can block a few shots. And so they're putting a lot of heat on Mim and Kwame Brown. Mim has had a very good game and has responded. Kwame Brown yet to get into this one as Mikey Moore gets 2 free throws.
Nick Collison wishing he could get in. Petro and Wilcox anxiously awaiting Bob Hill's nod of the head.
Phil Jackson wanted Andrew Bynum as Kobe misses and Swift rebound. Phil wanted Andrew Bynum to take some minutes against Swift, but this game has been much too tight, and he hasn't gone to his rookie out of high school. Here comes Bryant inside now on Richard. Reverse and Luke Walton there underneath. Quickly now, the Sonics come right back.
Hesitation by Earl Watson.
Well, we're seeing a very frustrated Kobe Bryant right now. He's playing just on the edge of out of control. Watson drops it. Start.
Man, that Luke had good defense on him, too. I mean, his hand was right up there, and he still nailed his second field goal of the game. Watson has been a factor for the Sonics off the bench.
Luke has been playing better of late. He hit rock bottom about 10 days ago when he wasn't even in the rotation at all. A big game at Portland sort of turned things around for him.
Sasha nails the three ball. Jasic's second three of the afternoon, and the Lakers are back within one.
Sasha is a much better shooter than his percentage indicates. Got a nice bounce and delivery to his step.
Now gets his own miss.
Lewis fires a three, yes, with Odom flying at him. Richard, a fine outside shooter, showing you why he's been invited to the United States Olympic team training camp.
5 in the quarter, 23 on the afternoon for number 7, Richard Lewis.
Having a career year, Richard Lewis, quietly, as the Sonics have struggled on a lot of fronts here. Last shot time by Kobe.
Triple team. Still firing over Earl, off iron. Battle for the rebound at the buzzer. So the Sonics hold the Lakers off again, and Kobe for the game is only 6 of 22 from the field. And this presentation now of the NBA on ABC will continue from the Staples Center in Los Angeles right after this message and a word from our ABC station. We start the fourth quarter. Look, Ridnour still on the Sonics bench. Sonics up by 4, and he's had a big game. 7 assists, snapper, and only 2 turnovers.
Luke Ridnour is a guy that can make plays for other people. He's beginning to understand what he has to do in terms of generating some offense for his team as well, and he's an invitee to that Olympic team.
Steve, as a Oregon alum yourself, Luke Ridnour from the University of Oregon, where does Luke rank in the hierarchy of greatness from Willamette Valley and the Oregon Ducks?
No, Luke is highly regarded. He's not an Oregon legend, as some people would say. But, when they had Luke, Freddie Jones, and Luke Jackson, they had their best appearance in the NCAA, and they've been struggling to find that formula, but he is quick, he is clever. A lot of people have compared him in many ways to Steve Nash. He's not there yet.
Great defense, Ray Allen forcing another Laker turnover. But Kobe, who's sitting out on the bench right now, in the third quarter, he made his first shot and then missed his last 5. He didn't have a point in the last 8.5 minutes of the third.
Wilkins is back on the floor for the Sonics. Moore continues. 4 fouls on Wilcox, and then underneath, Sasha tied up with Ray Allen. And foul is called on Jasich.
How long will Phil Jackson leave Kobe Bryant on the bench?
Well, he's going to let him collect himself. But we take a look at the hold against Ray Allen, and he's got to calm down. He did a lot of complaining to the officials, really lost his focus, so Phil's going to let him sit a couple of minutes.
Isolation here.
What's 2 on the clock?
Allen up firing against that shot clock.
When Ray Allen struggles, Brent, it's because he's in between what kind of shot he wants to take. When he starts catching and shooting that pass.
Allen going to attack. And Ray Allen slices through. Phil Jackson and the Lakers with a decision to make, that coaching staff, with Kobe watching, struggling from the floor for the second game in a row. Remember, it was the rest of the team that carried the Lakers down in San Antonio. And look at Allen. Just blow by Sasha for that 2-pointer. Timeout. Well, no team in Los Angeles has had a better run over the last few years than the USC Trojans, who play their home games in the Coliseum. And Heisman Trophy winner of a couple years back, and their great quarterback, Matt Leinart, who will be going to the NFLs with Jim Gray. Jim?
Brent, he will indeed. The draft will be April 29th. You can watch it on ESPN. Matt Leinart's going to be in the top 3. Matt, do you know exactly where you're going? Houston has the first pick, then New Orleans, followed by Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't really have any say. I can't control that. I just got to go out on my pro day, throw well, and just whatever team drafts me, I'll be more than happy to play for them.
Your pro day is coming up April 2nd. What are you trying to accomplish in that?
I'm just going to show the coaches and all the GMs and scouts what I can do as a quarterback. They see me play for 3 years, and now they're going to get a first-hand look of me moving around and just throwing the ball.
With Breeze and Culpepper and everybody moving around, do you have any idea where you might end up in this thing?
Oh, man, the thing is you have no idea what's going on. So, the best advice I've gotten is just control what I do, keep working hard, and just whatever team gets me, that's where I'm going. So,
Matt, it's been written that you're the biggest star in Los Angeles. I'm wondering how much you're going to miss this atmosphere here in L.A.
Oh, I love L.A. They've been good to me, and I've obviously had a great career. SC had a great run in the last 3 years, and I don't know if I'm the biggest star out here, but I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, so I love coming to Laker games and watching them play, and but definitely I'm going to miss the place. This is basically my home, so.
Well, maybe we'll get a team here some point in the NFL, Matt.
Yeah, maybe soon.
All right. Good luck to you on draft day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brent, back to you.
All right, Jim. Thank you very much. Bill?
Brent, my NFL sources tell me that guy's really good.
What do you, Snap? He's really got some good sources, doesn't he?
What do you think? You think he's got a chance there?
When somebody completes 14 out of 15, they might be pretty good.
And Bill, what's interesting? He could have gone out after his junior year. He'd have been a first-round draft choice, but he elected to come back for the senior season. That's how much he was enjoying the college experience, and I dare say that he had a good time, even though it ended, of course, with a very tough loss at the hands of Vince Young in Texas in the Rose Bowl. But what a great career Matt Leinart had. We're here, 92-87, Seattle with the lead, and Sasha misfiring on the long shot, and the Sonics are hanging tough here, Bill.
Lakers have had 4 possessions and 2 turnovers in this quarter. Can Mikey Moore finish inside?
The answer would be no.
Watson, the pull-up, the former Bruin. So you interview a Trojan? Now let's have some airtime for a Bruin here.
The UCLA legend delivering, and this has really been a major step forward for Seattle with some stability at the backup point.
But the Lakers now have to go through Lamar Odom to get some offense along with Smooth Parker. Let's see if they can rally the Lakers and keep the Sonics from running the floor.
I'm surprised Kobe Bryant's been on the bench this long.
Giving him a long break as Wilkins comes out and fires. And, Phil's wondering the same thing to himself. How long will I wait? I've got 9:15 to go. I've got a struggling superstar right now.
But they got plenty of time. I mean, it is a 9-point lead for the Sonics. They've been able to rally before.
Big shot by Luke Walton. A huge shot. Makes it a 6-point game, 96-90.
Well, that interchange between Sasha and Luke Walton.
Wow, Ray Allen
comes right back and said, hey, we are here to play. The Sonics not going away today as they continue this great run. Kobe Bryant finally up off the bench.
Inside, a beautiful pass. He'll shoot 2. Lamar Odom. Luke Walton kicking it to him with the return of number 8. Sasha will take a seat.
Now, see, there's some bad body language, and Phil Jackson is trying to pump him up. I got to get you down, Sasha. Kobe's got to come in the game. We got to deal with these.
Wait a second. What have we come to? If Sasha's saying, what, you're going to bring Kobe Bryant into the game and take me out?
Yeah, I've been cooking today.
Come, give me a break.
Kobe sat 3 minutes and 17 seconds. I remember asking Coach Hill, in our pregame meeting, it's about who takes Kobe, and he said the Sonics. I said, well, who starts that? Well, Ray, but the Sonics. We're all going to get at him, and they have been very, very successful here today. He's 6 of 22.
And interesting, really sadly, Kobe goes right over and starts working the officials again. This game has had nothing to do with bad officiating.
Is Allen again off the iron into Walton's hands. Odom wants it on the other side.
Well, the real key is how quickly you move the ball and how easy you get the score. They're going to get a foul against Watson.
Steve, we've seen good play today from this guy, Robert Swift.
Yes. What Bob Hill told us was that when he took the job over, he felt that both of their young players needed to be able to get out on the floor and play. Swift, Petro, and what they have proven is he's right. And if they can get out there and play and learn how to position themselves and what their strengths and weaknesses are, they have two centers for the future.
But one of the ways they can really learn is by the legends they have on the bench over there for Seattle in...
Legend?
Yes. In Detlef Schrempf and the big guy, Jack Sikma, a couple of assistant coaches who were doing a fine job in developing this.
There's Sikma.
Sikma, the only center in the history of the NBA to ever lead the league in free throw percentage.
I thought you were talking about current players.
Jack Sikma, also in the academic All-America Hall of Fame.
Watson puts it down and lost control on the drive. It'll go over. Now, Kobe, fellas, hasn't had any points since 8.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And we noted that Chris Wilcox is on with the 4 personals. Coach Hill is putting back out here for the 8-minute stretch now. He's 6 of 9 from the field.
Well, Kobe is the kind of player, though, that can light a match and get going and make big shots down the stretch, and that's what Jackson is hoping on. He's holding this one against the clock.
Bynum getting some playing time. Parker in and out, and there's Walton again with a big rebound behind the back to the rookie who comes up with a jump shot. No, cleared by Wilcox.
Finishing in the paint area. Golden opportunity for Andrew Bynum. Nice play by Wilcox.
Turned it over. Rashard Lewis is right back on the floor for him.
Luke Walton's showing all of his versatility on that play. Ran back, cut off Dominique Wilkins, and then he's going to be able to get back and take the charge. What do you say to Luke about taking charges? Bill never took a charge.
The runner by Parker.
Bush has been steady and spectacular today. That's his first 2 here in the fourth.
Interesting that Phil Jackson's got a lineup including Andrew Bynum out there. He's getting great play out of Mim.
Wilcox right over the top. And Wilcox is now 7 of 10 from the floor and showing us some of that potential that everyone has talked about here for years. 101-94 is the score. Ray Allen's out on Kobe. Jump pass to a wide open Parker. The 3 off iron. They let Parker shoot it. They gave him every advantage.
But that's a great strategy, and I'm surprised that more teams don't do it.
What, let a player shoot?
And Watson drains the 3 at the other end. Huge 104-94. Seattle builds a 10 once they were up by 12, and Kobe continuing to struggle here.
But Ray Allen's defense has been superb.
Tipped away and out of bounds. The inconsistency of the Los Angeles Lakers showing up again. And Snapper, that's what you said to me last night over dinner. You said, we just don't know what Laker team is going to show up. And by this point in this game, we know.
Yeah, you don't know. And another mistake by the Lakers, Allen on the break. But turnovers have been a thorn in the Lakers' side the entire afternoon. And whenever a team like Seattle's making shots, and you're going to find yourself in trouble. 12 on the clock for Watson.
Over dribbling.
Rashard Lewis. Bynum goes for the rebound and finally yanks it down. So Phil is taking a look at Bynum against Swift. That's a matchup he wanted to see for a while. This is Bryant coming down. Wrap around, yes. Drought is over. Crowd energized by Kobe Bryant finally scoring again.
Spectacular play. What competitive response will we see from the Sonic players on the floor? Their benches into it, standing up every moment.
Kobe couldn't get it back, but Swift is up over the back. Foul on the Sonics. Laker basketball as Kobe Bryant with this move ends a 15-minute scoring drought.
Isolation along the baseline. Nice clear out by Lamar Odom and a spectacular finish. Can Seattle come back and maintain momentum?
We've got a timeout in L.A.
You're watching NBA Sunday on ABC.
Kobe, he's going to score. Kobe scores on the slam.
That is not a serious injury suffered by Allen Iverson. Here, the one player in the league who's ahead of him in the scoring derby has been struggling. Kobe Bryant and the Lakers find themselves behind here with 5:11 to go. Money time in this game. And Luke with a beautiful drive coming out of the timeout makes it 104-98. And Luke Walton, folks, is 5 of 5 from the field.
Lakers
Shades of daddy against Memphis State. Down to Wilcox is fouled.
I missed one that day, Brent, and Coach Wooden never lets me forget it.
You were not perfect.
He did say, I used to think, Walton, that you were a good player until you missed that shot.
The only one you missed in that game. That was unbelievable. And your Bruins, here they are, winning the tournament.
Well, actually today they're over in Westwood printing the next banner, the 12th banner, for the Indianapolis Final Four, which will be played April 2nd and 4th.
Wilcox makes the free throw here, and snap 105-98. We have to give high marks to Seattle for their performance here today, don't we, Steve?
No, they've come out and they've competed. They have done some things that the Lakers don't like to have done to them. They've forced the turnovers. They've run the ball against them. Luke Walton wide open for another three.
6 of 6 from the field. Putting together his third fine game for Jackson and the Lakers.
Penetration and dish, championship style. Everybody getting involved. Smush Parker doing a nice job.
And 1. What a tough shot by Ray Allen. And a very gutty shot. Who looks over here at Bill Walton and says, don't you forget about the Connecticut Huskies.
Ray Allen responded, but Luke is doing one thing that he hadn't been doing, and that's shooting the ball when he's open and shooting with confidence. I mean, in other games, he has passed up shots, and when he's been forced to shoot, it's been against the shot clock. He's shooting the ball right now in a good rhythm and feeling pretty good about himself. Allen with the three-point play, 8 in the quarter.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has been working a lot with Luke on his mental concentration, toughness, focus, and preparation. And that's obviously helped paying big dividends right now.
Richard fouled Odom. A couple of our would-be Olympians, Richard Lewis and Lamar Odom. But there is Kareem, a special assistant coach. A lot of projects he's taken on. And Will Bynum, of course, he works along with the youngster.
Kareem, without question, the greatest player that I ever played with. The greatest college basketball player in history with the 3 championships, the 3 most outstanding players.
Deep 3 from Kobe. Tap Mim, no, tap Odom. And Luke digs it back out.
Seattle's got to be able to garner that defensive rebound.
Take it to the rim. Two-handed turnaround. And the Lakers are back within 5. At the other end, though, answering is tough for Watson. Well, we see some tough performances here on both sides.
This game right here, over the top, Mim cannot finish, but Seattle, so lucky. This has been a game that can give Seattle a lot of hope for the future in what has been a disappointing season overall in the big picture.
Well, you know, last year when they won 52, everybody was wondering what kind of team would respond this year, and they may not have been that good, but they certainly aren't as bad as they were. Walton again.
Oh, took it on through, and Kobe on the other side kept it and went in for the deuce.
You know what he said? You know how many times I didn't get it? I'm taking one back.
I was thinking the same thing.
You know what I tell him? That's it to Kobe every time, no matter what.
It's a 5-point game, and the crowd is in it.
Over dribbling.
We got to get it up now.
Short in and out and into Odom's hands.
And nobody's guarding Smush Parker right now.
Well, they can't find him. He took his headband off and threw it away 4 minutes ago.
Kobe fires a 3, spins out. Odom running across, and a loose ball foul is called. It's on Odom.
That's an easy play to call. Richard Lewis had complete possession of the ball, and Lamar comes flying through and just grabs his arm.
Well, the one thing that the Lakers are relying on is everybody to give them something, and Kobe has been struggling from the outside, and when that happens, he usually turns to this. And Luke Walton has had a spectacular game all around and finishes on the fast break, which the Lakers need to do more of.
17 points for Luke. Timeout.
The NBA on ABC, brought to you by Chevrolet, America's brand, Chevy, an American revolution. And Radio Shack. Stop by Radio Shack to pick up all the accessories you need to make the most of spring break.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, everybody. 215 points on the scoreboard here with the underdog Seattle SuperSonics leading the Los Angeles Lakers by 5 with 2:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Kobe Bryant, 8 of 26, 2 of 10 from three-point range, 19 points. Ray Allen, 8 of 17, 2 of 6 shooting threes, 19 points too. And the officials over checking with the clock. And Bill, for those folks who might have just turned on the set, give them sort of an overview of how this game has gone here.
Seattle came here to play. They felt coming into this game that they were just going to be the cannon fodder to put on the Kobe Bryant march toward the MVP trophy. And now all of a sudden they have realized that they are in a perfect position to win. Their big men have supported Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis, who are both having career seasons. And they have dominated the paint inside. 11 players in the entire game, Brent, are in double figures in an outstanding afternoon of basketball here at Staples Center.
Well, these are huge free throws. It puts the lead at 6 and a possibility to go to 7. So you're going to keep that odd point up there on the board. You see how the Lakers respond with 2:18 left in the fourth.
We welcome those of you who have been watching the San Antonio-Houston game, and Seattle here shooting 58% against the Lakers. And so the underdog giving themselves a chance. Odom's coming to the free throw line now. And Bill's son, Luke Walton, is continuing his outstanding shooting over the last week. He is 7 of 7 for L.A. He's hit all 3 of his three-point attempts, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 17 points for Luke. With Lamar Odom on the line, he's 5 of 8 from the game. But Petro, the young center, has played very well for Seattle. Chris Wilcox is 7 of 10. There's Petro. He's 6 of 8. Both point guards, Watson, 5 of 7, and Ridnour, 5 of 10. Watson, the backup, stays on the floor here for the final 2:08.
Well, the Seattle SuperSonics cannot become a tentative team.
He turned it over. Watson turned it over on the sideline. A costly turnover.
The way Phil Jackson comes with this press sporadically has really gotten Bob Hill frustrated and upset his team. Cracking, wilting under the pressure. Poise and confidence. You have to have it in the face of the extreme adversity they'll face here at Staples. Get the ball to Kobe and get out of his way.
Parker on the drive, off balance, tough shot. Lewis rebounds for Seattle.
Push that ball if you're Seattle. You're not a half-court team.
This ball is going to go in the direction of Rashard Lewis.
And he finishes in behind the defense.
He had a switch. But, you know, you had Rashard Lewis being guarded by Smush Parker. They just led him to the hoop, and they keep the lead at 6.
1.5 minutes now. Allen tightens up. Kobe to blow by him. Odom, the 3. Yes!
Odom with 8. You know, Phil Jackson said the points that he'd like to have him have in around 20. He has got 21 points this afternoon.
Big shot for Watson. Tap good. Chris Wilcox, the one-time Clipper, all alone underneath, taps it back, and it's a 5-point Seattle lead.
The inability of the Lakers to get the simplest of defensive rebounds. Phil Jackson perplexed beside himself.
Blocking foul on Seattle.
Going to be on Petro. Well, you know, this entire afternoon, the Lakers have done a good job of rebounding the ball at their end. And on this possession, a wide-open Watson misses, but nobody gets between Wilcox and the hoop.
But the positioning that you have to take as a defensive rebounder, Snapper, to just rotate to the weak side, that's where the preponderance of the shots are going to bounce off.
The chants, they're not very loud right now, but they are MVP for Kobe Bryant, who's had an off afternoon, and normally he finishes big in the fourth. That is his 5th point in the fourth quarter, and we have under a minute to play.
You could argue that the next trip for Seattle is their most important of this game. But those they're 2-3 now inside of a minute, Bill.
Those 2 free throws were the first free throw attempts of the game other than the technical foul that Kobe Bryant took. So Seattle's defense has been superb.
Watson takes it, fades Wilcox, who slams it down. A facial here in L.A. and Wilcox, and we've got Mim injured as he clutching in agony there at the right ankle. Chris Mim, remember, had returned from an injured shoulder and going down hard as Wilcox delivers the blow, Bill.
A shoulder that's still not right for Chris Mim. But with Chris Wilcox finishing powerfully above the rim, no double clutch here, no hesitation. The feet get tangled up in the air, landing awkwardly on that right ankle. Ouch.
We'll take a break, and let's hope that Chris is going to be okay. We got a timeout. Seattle leads it. Seattle up 5. Chris Mim injured. Let's go quickly to Jim Gray for an update.
All right, Brent, as you see, Chris Mim being taken off by his teammates, Andrew Bynum and Karyoff. He sprained his right ankle. Gary Vitti and Dr. Stephen Lombardo right now are going back into the locker room. There you see it. They will x-ray it and evaluate it later, and he will be checked out today. Probably won't have the information before we go off the air, Brent.
This is a major development for Los Angeles. They're shorthanded in the bigs department anyway. He had 20 points, 14 in the first quarter. When I saw that replay, Bill, I don't think anybody stepped on him. I think he came down awkwardly on that right ankle.
Well, it was a man-to-man confrontation high above the rim. He comes down, lands awkwardly. It's part of the game, breaks of the game. And this puts the Laker playoff hopes in severe jeopardy.
Agreed.
Now, Chris Wilcox, who's got 20.7 in the quarter, has had just an incredible impact here. The only thing that slowed Chris Wilcox down was his careless early foul trouble that limited his minutes. And look at the rack he's got on him. Goodness gracious, those are some biceps and shoulders.
Kobe missed the first
and played soccer almost with it, and he's fortunate that he didn't get a technical. I will tell you that right now, ladies and gentlemen. There are some referees in this league who have teed him up. It's 1-17 over here. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about right here.
He misses the first one. Oh, absolutely.
Kicked it right into a Sonic, and he got a break.
And it goes into the crowd. I'm surprised.
Well, it's a 117-113. Steve, let's revisit. What do you think are, if you had to pick out 3 key reasons why the Sonics are closing in on this win, what would you tell some of those fans that have just joined us now? Why are these Sonics, why were they so good today?
They forced the turnovers. Their big people ran and got easy hoops, and they made it a tough afternoon for Kobe Bryant. They've done all of the things that they wanted to do this afternoon to show that they're a team that can be a spoiler for all of those that are going to try to make a playoff run against them.
And it's a mental approach that they've come with this new roster. The fact that they've changed literally a lot of key guys in support. They bring in the toughness of Wilcox. Swift gets healthy. He was strong when he was out there. Petro showed some real promise. And then when you got Ray Allen coming in here, giving up no quarter whatsoever to Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen has neutralized Kobe. They've got 19 or, roughly 20 points apiece here.
So here's Ray Allen, and of course when Bob Hill took over as coach. One of the gentlemen he called immediately was Detlef Shrimp. Has a couple of teenage sons who are fine players, and added him to the coaching staff. And Detlef Shrimp, the very fine, somewhat underrated basketball player who's been able to come in here and work with Jack Sikma. And this team rounding into... This is a dangerous team to play right now.
And this is Detlef Shrimp's first road trip. He's been coaching the home games lately.
Right behind Jack is Detlef. Detlef very excited about the World Cup back in the homeland in Germany. He's planning on going to Berlin for the final. So here we are now. The Sonics closing in on what would be a very impressive victory as an underdog in Los Angeles today in a very high-scoring game.
This should be a 24-second possession for the Sonics. They have a 4-point lead. They want to use as much time as they can before they put the ball in the air.
But that's the weakest part of Seattle's game.
Ray Allen was cut off by Kobe, and Luke Walton fouls Watson, and Ray wanted the foul on Kobe. There's no question about it. He's lobbying right now with Capers.
Well, the fact that they fouled Watson, who's a pretty good free thrower, gives them a little bit of extra edge with time going against the Lakers. Watson gets both of these. It's a 6-point game. That means you got to get 2 3-point plays, either a 3-point shot or a 3-point traditional play. Watson's got it at 5.
This is Seattle's game to lose.
Oh, now you say that.
It's going to take a monumental collapse for the Lakers to come back and win this game.
Very interesting bench has been developed by the Sonics. And a reminder now that World News Tonight and your local news is coming up just as soon as we finish. The president and CEO is Wally Walker in Seattle. His general manager is Rick Sunt. They've done a very good job for owner Howard Schultz as we watch this performance here today. And let's check in. Jim Gray, is there any update yet on Chris?
Brent, as of now, there is no update. He's back in the locker room right now. They do have x-ray facilities here. That's what's happening right now with Gary Beatty. It's also interesting to note, Brent, that last year, the last 5 games of the year, Chris Mims missed time because of a sprained right ankle. So he has had a right ankle problem before. And the only hope now is that this isn't severe, because if this has been injured before and a reoccurrence would make it all the worse, Brent.
Yeah, exactly. Take another look at this, Bill.
The penetration, the high finish, the throwdown, no double clutch at all, and Chris Mims just lands awkwardly, clutching immediately the right ankle, and the pain, the agony, and all they can do is carry him up. He can't even touch it to the floor. That hurts to even watch.
Right now, the Sonics coming into the game were 7.5 games out of the 8th spot, which is the final playoff spot in the West. The Lakers were a game ahead of New Orleans, and of course, if they lose this one, they'll have one more loss than New Orleans. Sacramento closing in on the bottom. So the Lakers' position in the playoffs is far, far from secure.
I think the word is tenuous, and what they've got to do here is score quickly. They can't take a lot of time to get this score because you know what the Sonics will want to do if they get possession of the ball, and that's use all the clock.
Lakers have second most of the NBA in close games, only to Philadelphia. 29 times this year they've had games decided by 6 points or less.
But we were 3.
Short. We're going to track it down and fire again. This both of them up over the top and down into Wilcox's hands, and he'll be coming up here to shoot some free throws.
Lakers caught a real break right there, because Rashard Lewis was playing the defense on Kobe Bryant, and he just relaxed the minute Kobe took that quick shot. And then while the ball bounced to the corner, Kobe was able to run it down for a second attempt, which most people thought would go down.
Well, Kobe is seething, but, you can't rescue your team all the time. You can't make all of the big shots. The one thing that he does very well after having a tough performance is bounce back. So whoever the next opponent is coming in, watch out.
Kobe 8 of 28, and Ray Allen deserves very high marks for contributing mightily to the frustration. as he was the first defender, and then the coaching staff devising some good traps and double teams on him here today. Again, he's only 8 of 28, Kobe Bryant, looking for 29, misfiring badly to the left, and the Sonics are going to go and steal one here from Los Angeles with a fine performance.
Steve, that next Laker opponent in Sacramento, which happens to be playing very well. Mike Bibby having a great season up there. That's Tuesday night. Seattle, they will not need a plane to fly home after this game.
That's it. 120-113 is our final. ABC Sports is online now at ESPN.com. Search ABC Sports. You can find all the NBA scores. Coming up now, except on the West Coast, stay tuned for ABC's World News Tonight or your local news over most of these ABC stations. This is ABC Sports Championship Television. For Bill Walton, Steve Snapper Jones, Jim Gray, our producer Ken Wolf, our director Jimmy Moore, our TD Ross Flagg, our stats man Ethan Cooperson, the rest of our crew. So long from Los Angeles, everybody.